Hello everyone, and here I am again with the next video on my request list. Now this request came from somebody who is a Life Path Master 33-6, but they have a soul urge or drive and motivation in the 3 energy. So you can see by looking at these numbers that a Master 33-6 Life Path could be helped very much by a soul urge 3, because it means that you're driven and motivated to achieve the energy of the 3. However, you have to achieve the 3 at double the intensity that your soul urge number demands. So it's putting your soul urge number onto steroids, but not forgetting that all-important higher vibrational 6 energy. And for a master number, it's often that 6 energy of the 33-6, or the 4 energy of the 22-4, or the 2 energy of the 11 that is achieved first, because that's easier, because the double energy of the 1, the double energy of the 2, or even the double energy of the 3 for this video is the hardest to achieve, and often doesn't even start to be achieved until the person is later on in life. So if you're feeling that you're not progressing, don't panic, because this is a very hard number to have. Now, as I always say, your life path number is the most important number in your chart. So if you're a Master 33-6, you've come to this lifetime with a huge responsibility to change the world in some way, to raise its vibration by using your artistic and verbal communication in order to inspire, inform and delight world audiences. So very, very big. It's very artistic, it's very communicative, and it's here to heal and raise the world's vibration. So big responsibility. But you have a soul urge and a drive of a number 3, which is going to help you in some ways, but not help you in other ways. So, you know, it's all about growth, isn't it? So if your soul urge number doesn't push you towards a certain task, then knowing that this is an important task for your purpose could help you to make changes to what you're naturally driven and motivated to do. That's the whole point of this video. So first of all, we're going to look at, just do a brief overview of what you're here to do, what your challenges are in the 33-6. Then have a look at what your soul urge and drive and motivation is. And then we're going to start breaking down the elements of that Life Path Master 33-6 into its elements, so that we can look to see how the soul urge number 3 is going to help or even hinder that element of your life path. Now this is a longer video as well, because as a master energy you have double the tasks to achieve as somebody whose life path is a single digit number. And it's because you're an old soul, and you wouldn't have been given this task or allowed to choose this task, for want of a better word, if you weren't an old soul. So you're a Life Path Master 33-6, so your areas of development or tasks to achieve, things to learn in this lifetime, is to understand that you're an old soul with a task of double creative, emotional self-expression, using enhanced perception, intuition and positivity to heal, inspire, teach and entertain the world on a wide scale, to maintain your vision, your imagination, your creativity of an ideal world, but with acceptance of current reality the way it is. You know, we don't live in a utopia as much as many 6s would like us, but that's how we learn. Unfortunately, a utopia, remember, teaches us nothing. So maintaining your vision, your creative imagination of an ideal world, but also with acceptance of how the world is right now. Acceptance of reality. You've got to understand that the world is as it should be for our continued learning and evolution as a human collective. This is an advanced life path only attempted by old and experienced souls. So that makes you an old and experienced soul. So these are the things you need to achieve in this lifetime. but you're driven and motivated by the energy of the 3 also. So you're driven to verbally express yourself with positive, authentic emotion and creativity to inspire, inform and delight. But you won't necessarily want to inspire, inform and delight world audiences. Just those close to you would be good enough for you. So you'd need to expand your motivation here in order to think, well, I need to use my drive to verbally express myself positively and emotionally and creatively to inspire a world audience, not just an audience of people around me. You may desire to be a performer, a speaker and or creative artist in one of the creative mediums, happy in front of an audience, enjoying the limelight, but remember it's not just local audiences you're here to inspire this time, but you're already driven to be in front of audiences, which is going to be helpful. You're comfortable with your interdependence and you like to give and receive help from others, and you like to be a dynamic, courageous doer and executor of creative verbal ideas while listening to guidance and taking responsibility for all your big actions that you choose to do. You want to be a social dynamo, a skilled networker, confidently opportunistic, talkative, fun to be around. So this is a good motivation to have. Where it may fall short is in the 6 energy, where you're using your creative imagination this time to create that utopian ideal to which to work towards and to accept the reality of. And it's going to be, do I want to speak to just people around me, or yes, because I should be widening to more global audiences. So a few good things and a few snags along your path. So as a life path 33-6, master 33-6, you're already an old soul, here to spiritually channel unmanifested, uncommunicated ideas, then channel them, communicate them, and manifest them to raise the world's vibration. You're here to learn to be a master communicator, to teach and entertain or inspire, and to emotionally nurture and heal others around the world in a big way. But you've also got to learn to handle the energy of the master energy. It's like having a waterfall on you all the time, choking you with all this master energy. So you've got to learn spiritual practice and exercise and centering yourself as a way to handle this huge energy, which if you don't will cause you anxiety and nervous tension. So it's the energy and handling the big responsibility that you have in this world. But then balancing that responsibility, you want to make sure you're looking after yourself as well, because you can be too responsible and do too much, or you can be too irresponsible and do too little. So you've got to balance your responsibility with boundaries. Your 3 motivation energy makes you a passionate, driven communicator, expressing yourself verbally, emotionally and creatively. Not necessarily to wide audiences, which is what you need to do, but the very action of inspiring, teaching, entertaining others is something that your heart is driven to do. You want to be an entertainer or a teacher or a speaker or a creative artist with your words, your art, your hands and your body, whatever creative medium that you decide that you want to share to this earth. You may dislike having to calm and focus your master energy into productive action. So there may be some anxiety and nervous tension that you have to deal with. So managing that master energy is going to be very important to you. So support your life path master 33-6 by using spiritual practice, exercise, centering yourself to help you calm and focus your immense energy and changeable emotions into the communication of your ideas, but to a wider audience. Remember, not just to a small audience. You're here to learn to express yourself verbally, to inspire, inform and delight. But because it's double intensity, you may have double the difficulty with your verbal communication. You may struggle in some way verbally, and it can express as chronic shyness, speech delay, stutter, language barriers, or, not knowing the right words, maybe not having the vocabulary or even the confidence to say what you need to say. So big challenge for you to overcome so that you can learn to verbally inspire, inform and delight your audience. Your 3 motivation energy drives you to want to communicate verbally, captivating others when you speak to any group or audience. Only low confidence can stop you if you choose to let it, really. And remember, wider audiences are really important, not just the audiences around you. So support your Life Path Master 33.6 by using your drive to be verbal, to inspire and inform and delight others, to help you communicate your inspiring, nurturing message, which is going to be in line with your ideals for this world, to change this world, to make this world a better place. You're here to learn to express yourself creatively, to inspire, inform and delight, not just verbally, but also creatively. But you may procrastinate and say that I'm not creative. You have double the struggle because you've got double the task. So you might even feel that you're not creative. You may have shut your creative side down. You may procrastinate and thus struggle to finish creative projects due to your lack of self-belief in your creativity, or overwhelmed from the energy, or just feeling bogged down by the responsibility of such a big master energy to have as your life path. Your 3 motivation energy means that you love to creatively express yourself, to nurture, inspire and entertain. So you love to be verbal, you love to be around others, and you love to be creative. Your hedonistic desires may stop you from working consistently at times, or working consistently enough to express and progress, which you would have to try and stand against. And when you have to bring the overwhelm of energy and the big responsibility over your head, that could be hard for you to focus and work consistently at times. So support your Life Path Master 33.6 by exercising the self-discipline to stay focused enough to express yourself creatively and verbally, to inspire, inform and delight a world audience. Remember, you must learn to be dynamic, take risks and be confident to enjoy the attention and limelight of an audience. But again, because you're a double intensity 3 energy 6, you can be shy, underconfident and feel unable to take risks. However, you're a driven 3. So your 3 motivation energy provides you with the drive to be the center of attention, to enjoy your audience, to express yourself verbally and creatively. You love to be dynamic and take intuitive risks. So support your Life Path Master 33.6 by answering your drive to take only intuitive risks, and answering your drive to confidently enjoy the attention and limelight of an audience, but also a world audience. Having the confidence to expand outwards and be heard by more people is very important. You need to develop as an entrepreneur who is able to promote, network, make money creatively. Your 3 motivation energy means that you're a driven entrepreneur already. You don't really like being employed or being told to be somewhere when they tell you to be. You're not keen on routine. And entrepreneurial action means that your schedule can be a lot more flexible and more self-driven. So your drive in the 3 is going to help you here to be that entrepreneurial person that you're here to be. You love to network, you love to promote and make money creatively. So support your Life Path Master 33.6 by answering your drive to be that entrepreneur with your creative and unique communication, but not just to here, remember, to the world also. You're here to learn to express your emotions positively. Now, this isn't easy because you're a double 3 life path, which makes you highly emotional. So all throughout your lifetime, you've had to learn to try and manage your emotions and your emotional triggers. You can be either on a high or on an extreme low. You can lift people up to the rafters, or you can bury them under the ground if you want to. You can be sensitive to criticism and a sponge for other people's emotions, causing you to sometimes express your emotions negatively as well as positively. You can be quite explosive, and you have to learn to sort of not only manage your own emotions, but then learn how your emotions affect others, so that you can start to be an emotions genius, start to understand and change the emotions of your audience, or the people that are in your vicinity, or anyone in the world that is listening to you. Your 3 motivation energy drives you to try to read and control your emotions and the emotions of others. So you're driven to understand and manage your own emotional triggers, so that you can understand how your behavior makes others feel, so that you can turn it to your advantage and lift people up emotionally. So support your Life Path Master 33-6 by analysing the effect of your emotions, which you're already driven to do, around others, socially, and when you're communicating your ideas, in order to learn to express your emotions more positively and manage the emotions of everyone in that room with you, or everyone listening to you around the world. You're here to develop the habit of acting, of doing, of executing, actually taking action on the ideas that you channel. Because when you're low, you can struggle with apathy, laziness, lack of direction, lack of focus, especially if you're struggling to manage that master energy, and you won't always act on the ideas you channel. But your 3 motivation energy means that you are a driven doer. You want to act on, express and communicate your ideas to the world. But your love of living by your emotions may cause you to be unfocused and working consistently, because your life is pretty much run by your emotional state at any one time. So this love of living by your emotions and being comfortable living by your emotions can cause you to have a lot of ebb and flow, sometimes focused, sometimes unfocused, and you will work a little inconsistently. But I guess as long as you are working, the consistency will come over time. Support your Life Path Master 33-6 by realizing that you have a big task in this lifetime to achieve. And you're going to need to focus and act consistently in order to communicate to the world, to inspire, inform and delight. You know, it's a big responsibility, quite overwhelming, but it's something that you've got your whole life to build upon. So don't panic, there is no rush. You're here to learn to be social, talkative, the life of the party. The 3 energy is like the social genius, but of course it's double the intensity, double the need to do it, double the strength and double the challenge. So there's you're here to learn to be the life of the party, the bringer of fun, the positivity, be a networker, communicating your emotional creative message. But because you're here to do that at double intensity, you could have double the struggle. You can be quiet. You can struggle to speak. Your issues with communication may come to the fore. Verbal communication and social anxiety may come to the fore sometimes. However, you're helped by your motivation in the 3, because you want to be out socializing. You want to be the fun life of the party, networking, communicating and being the center of attention in any room. So that's going to help to drive you, to push you to do what you struggle to do. However, it may be something that takes you longer to feel happier at, because what you really want to do is actually a big struggle for you as a Master 33. So support your Life Path Master 33-6 by working hard in a balanced way, of course, to learn to network and socialize confidently, to emotionally expand your positive message to a world audience. You must develop independence, which becomes interdependence, because the challenges of the three, or the double intensity challenges of the three, means that the three energy can often like to be looked after, prone to avoiding work or anything needing routine or commitment. And this can be exacerbated by the soul urge 3, means that you do like to be looked after and feel comfortable being dependent on others. You dislike commitment and you hate routine work. And this can potentially disrupt your progression and thus far your independence, because you're not progressing yourself. So support your life path Master 33-6 by exercising the self-discipline to learn to commit to completing the work necessary consistently in order to gain the independence. You have a big job to do, and you have to be independent for you to then learn to be interdependent with others. Big job to do in this lifetime. You're also here not only to be socially confident and networking and like the social butterfly, but also opportunistic, to network, to make useful connections, lucrative connections, connections that are going to help you connect with the world. Confidently snap up opportunities to spread the word, progress ideas and projects. But again, because you have to do it at double the intensity, you're going to have double the challenge. So you're going to be extremely shy. You may even avoid social contact at all, which is going to get in the way of what you're here to do as a master communicator. But your 3 motivation energy will help you here. It means you enjoy being opportunistic, making useful connections to effectively communicate, inspire the world, be the center of attention. So support your life path Master 33-6 by answering your drive to be opportunistic, intuitive, to help you cherry pick the best connections for the best expression and manifestation in the world, in order to raise our vibration by teaching us, entertaining us and inspiring us with a new channeled message using art, words, creativity, anything that is artistic that you can use as a medium. You've got to learn to take responsibility, listen to guidance, because the 3 energy can be irresponsible, the double 3 energy can be really irresponsible, and you're very powerful as a master energy. So it's really important that as a 3 that you think of the consequences before you act. And when you do act, taking full responsibility for what you do and learning from it. You know, we all make mistakes, but it's about being responsible and learning when you're irresponsible, and learning when, you know, to take responsibility when you are irresponsible. So learning to take responsibility, listen to guidance, and to think of the consequences before you act, before you communicate certain things, because words and communication are very, very, very influential to the people, the world around you. So your 3 motivation energy means that you want to be responsible, you want to listen to guidance, you want to communicate ethically, you strive to think before you act, but you often choose not to in the moment, because the 3 energy is very bang, bang, bang. It's very do it now without thinking. So sometimes your soul urge number 3 can make you do things that maybe weren't so responsible, in which case you'd have to take responsibility for that, and you learn your lessons for whatever you've communicated, which could have been more responsible. So support your life path Master 33-6 by listening to the guidance, taking responsibility before you act and after you act, and taking responsibility for anything that you do or communicate that may not have been as responsible as you may have wanted it to be. You're here to be a creative, imaginary person, so very imaginative, very creative in your thought, to be a visionary of the ideal, the creation of the utopian, idealistic, utopian world, to create a better world using your ideals. Now this is your imagination, your creativity. It's something that you hold above, that you measure all your actions and the actions of others and the actions of the world against this vision. But it's creating this vision first that's important, because you need something to strive for. But this could cause you to be judgmental of yourself and others, the people around you in the world, for not meeting your unreachable ideas. And this can cause disappointment and almost sometimes nefarious action and counterintuitive action because you're so upset with the world and the people and often yourself. Your 3 motivation energy drives you to dream and be imaginative, which could support your idealistic vision. However, you like to be led and act in the moment a lot of the time, moment to moment action. So you may not choose to create a vision and you may not always choose to think or act on that vision. So, sorry about that. Support your life path master 33/6 by ensuring that your utopian vision that you create, and you've got to create it, utopian vision of a better world is clear, intact, but always advised and balanced with reality. Remember, we're not a utopian world. You've got to be a pragmatic idealist and realize you're working towards these actions. It's not something that we already have because, you know, if the world was ideal, what would we learn? Total coughing fit there, so sorry about that. Had to take a little pause to cope. So you're also here to learn to use your ideals, your vision, your creative imagination of the ideal world as not to use it as a benchmark for your happiness, basically, because you're looking at a perfect world that you wish was here, and then you look at the world around you, yourself, the people, and the things that happen in the world. This can cause you unhappiness. So it's really important that your vision is not used as a benchmark for your happiness and satisfaction with yourself and the world. You often judge yourself and others for not hitting perfection, and this can cause you such low mood and unhappiness. But you've got to understand that we've got to work towards that ideal. We don't already have it, otherwise none of us would be here and there'd be no point. Your 3 motivation energy means that you prefer to be emotionally positive, balanced and realistic. You want to understand your emotions to improve your emotional expression. So if you are feeling unhappiness, you're more likely to want to unpick that and understand why you're feeling unhappy. And then you can echo the words of, you know, the world isn't perfect yet, nor am I, nor are they, nor is the world. You know, we're working towards that. So to be unhappy that we haven't reached our goal yet is futile, really, because we're all here to achieve goals, to learn, evolve and develop towards more of that utopian ideal, but we're not there yet. So working with those thoughts and analysing your emotions to help you not to be unhappy and disappointed with yourself and others in the world. So support your life path master 33/6 by ensuring that you don't rely on the achievement of your utopian ideals, which are basically unreachable at the moment, but it's good to work towards them. And you don't rely on the achievement of those for your emotional happiness. It's a long-term journey and we're still all developing, yourself and all of us around the world. So you've got to reconcile your ideals with practical reality now. You've got to accept that the universe or source energy or whatever it is you want to call it is everything, every vibration existing in perfect balance so that you can fully experience all that vibration has to offer. Love, hate, hot, cold, everything, you know. You've got to fully experience hate in order to fully understand and experience love. At the end of the day, we've got to see it all. We've got to learn the whole curriculum, and that includes both the light and the dark. Your 3 motivation energy drives you to experience as much as you can, which supports your sense of realism. So 3s love variation. They love to see new things. They love to look at the world and see what the world has to offer them, which is going to be helpful because it's going to get you out of your head of the utopian ideal and urge you to look at the world as it is, to experience the world as it is. And then you've got to take those ideals and learn that, remember, we're working towards this. We are not there yet. So support your life path Master 33.6 by learning to understand that source energy must learn of itself via practical experience and learning of the dark and the light. For you to be a master communicator, you need those that are ignorant. To be a healer, you need those that are ill. Perfection is a journey of experience and learning over time that evolves our soul. That's why we're all here at the end of the day. Your perfectionism can make you an overachiever at times due to the self-judgment I keep going on about, never meeting your own standards. You must see the big picture and not get stuck in the petty detail of perfectionism, because you can often judge small imperfections and ruin or miss your successes. You know, you could do something amazingly well and everyone praises you for it, but you'll be picking out the detail that wasn't quite perfect for you. And again, it's the same process. You're learning, you're developing. You mustn't judge yourself for what you may think is not perfect, because you're just setting the bar too high for yourself, and you'll end up working too hard on the petty details, stressing and obsessing over the little things, which again is not going to be very helpful, and it could get you stuck, you know. Your 3 motivation energy means that you prefer creativity, expression, and detail is boring. So your motivation in the 3 can be quite useful here, because the detail and the nitty-picky is not something your heart is motivated or driven to go for. It means you might judge it more at times because you feel that you don't want to deal with these details. So you might not do anything, but you might stress over it. You might worry over it. Low self-esteem may make you judge yourself, procrastinate, fail to finish projects and tell yourself you're not good enough. So support your life path Master 33.6 by keeping your creative big picture in mind, allowing yourself to make the mistakes and learn from them. You must muse on your successes as much as you muse and learn from anything that went wrong or any detail issues that didn't go quite as you wanted them to. But, you know, improve what you feel went wrong, but don't miss your successes. Don't miss what went well, because again, that's also your learning for this lifetime. You're here to learn to be a nurturer. The master energies are service orientated. They're here to nurture the world in some way. And you're here to learn to be a nurturer, compassionate, caring, giving, especially those that are vulnerable, the most vulnerable in our world, or struggling within your close relationships, community and the wider world. So it's going to be people that are struggling the most, or certain groups of people that have certain difficulties and struggles that you may choose to focus on. You're here to nurture, so when low, you can actually be quite unnurturing and quite neglectful really at your worst. So it's important that you're nurturing in a positive way and not nurturing in a negative way. Your 3 motivation means that you like to nurture others by appealing to and raising their emotions. And you'll do it by being quite the entertainer. You might talk people happy. You might teach people happy. You might entertain people happy and make people laugh. So your heart wants to help others by raising their emotional level more than the practical stuff. You want to inspire and heal and delight others with your positive, emotional, creative, verbal expression. So support your life path Master 33.6 by continuing to compassionately nurture others, especially the most vulnerable in your family, community and wider world, with your positive, emotional, creative expression. And it's going to be those, remember, that maybe need your help the most, or those that you feel that you could help the most with your expression. You're here also because you're a person of service and nurture and compassion. You've got to have boundaries in place, otherwise you're going to do too much for others, and that'll affect your mental and your physical health. You do a lot for others, sometimes too much, and this can make you feel undervalued, unappreciated and even resentful and ill with the exhaustion of it. Because it's not just about serving others directly. You're here to communicate with the world and, you know, raise its vibration on a big scale. So you need to focus on your own activities and your own health and well-being too. Your 3 motivation energy means that you do prefer to be focused on your own personal creative expression, rather than just supporting others directly. So your drive to be a bit selfish at times, which is good. We need to be selfish at times to focus on your own creative personal expression, can help balance this tendency to do too much for others. So you've got to balance it, you know, doing stuff for others and focusing on your own personal creativity and socializing needs to be balanced. Self-focus does create natural boundaries, but you want to make sure that you're not helping people too much or too little, because the soul urge 3 can drive you too much in your own personal creative direction. So balance is key. Support your life path master 33/6 by balancing the time you spend nurturing others emotionally with your own self nurture or your own personal creativity, which is a means of your self nurture. You're here to develop your social skills. Remember, you're here to be that networker, talking, the fun, the life of the party. You know, getting people to listen to you on a wide scale. You need to make people smile. You need to get their attention. So social skills, working as part of a team to get your channeled ideas manifested and communicated with the world. But you've got to, it's double intensity, remember. So you've got to break through low self-esteem, communication difficulties, maybe even social anxiety, to be more talkative, to be more fun-loving, to be more relaxed around others. Difficult task, but remember, you've got your whole life to do it. And of course, you've got a 3 motivation, and it means you love to be social. You love to have fun and chat to others. You like to be positive and fun-loving and talkative around others. You're driven and motivated to do that. You enjoy working in a team, but too much fun can be disruptive to team progression. So you've got to make sure that you're not being too fun-loving and taking the team's focus off the tasks at hand, because the 3 very much is a good time energy. So you're going to want to have more fun than you are work. So working as a team is great, but make sure that you're not taking the team off of focus or being, as they say in schools, disruptive to the progression of the team or the group or the family. So support your life path master 33/6 by developing your social, teamwork and cooperation skills for effective team performance, and of course effective social skills to help you communicate well with the world. You're here also to create a stable, nurturing, tranquil home and family, to maintain your security, somewhere to you to go and lay your energy down and relax for your security and well-being. Then nurture a family in an environment of stability and love. Now, you've got a big responsibility to communicate with the world, and also one of your lessons is to make sure that you have your own home life, that nurturing, stable, tranquil home, so that you're not on your own in this world. You know, you've got to focus on yourself too in order to have that stable foundation for you to rest when you need to rest, because communicating with the world is not going to be an easy matter and it's going to be exhausting. So you need that base, and you need to make sure you spend healthy and good time with that family, with that home base, and not neglect them for your other things that you're doing in your life. So this is going to be a challenge. So you might find building this home and family quite a challenge, especially with a motivation in a 3, because the soul urge number 3 isn't one for settling down really. They like meeting new people. They can often be accused of not always wanting to stay in the same relationships, not always wanting to stay in the same place. They like to change and be dynamic rather than stable or consistent. Your passion as a 3 for turbulence and dynamism will make homemaking, tranquility and stability a bit of a boring task for you. So this isn't going to be easy. Support your life path Master 33-6 by exercising the self-discipline to work towards creating the stable, tranquil base of a loving home and family. This isn't going to be easy, but this is going to support you massively when you're communicating with others on a wide scale. It's your rest, it's your solace, and it's having love in your life, which is really important for anyone, but especially you as a master energy. You're here to learn to be responsible, do good for those you care for. People put you naturally in positions of responsibility, and you often resent being the responsible one, because in your heart and soul you're a 3, and it's about having fun and being spontaneous and sometimes not being so responsible. So you won't always take kindly being put in positions of responsibility or being expected to be the responsible one. And your 3 motivation energy means that you don't enjoy necessarily being responsible, like I said, or taking responsibility for the consequences of your actions. 3s just want to have fun. You're more interested in your own creativity, action, having fun, socializing, doing different things, and just feeling good a lot of the time. So support your life path Master 33-6 by trying to think before you act, like I said about the double 3. Be more responsible and do more to nurture and be responsible to those around you, because you're here to nurture, inspire and teach the world. It's a big responsibility. So it means not only thinking before you act, but also, thinking, what am I communicating? What am I doing? Is this responsible for the people around me? You're here to develop creative artistry. The double 3 is the ultimate creative, So they're here to develop musical, creative artistry, art, whatever your artistic bent is, whether it's verbal, artistic, whether it's colour, aesthetics. You can nurture others not only with your artistic expression, your use of colour and art, but also your musical expression. And you can use that to nurture others, and you can use it as your product, as the double 3-6, to communicate with the world. Your 3 motivation energy means that you love to be creative. Your personal creativity is high for you. You're musical. You might be musical or artistic. You might enjoy art or beauty or aesthetics, whatever creative medium, whatever you feel that you want to say to this world, however you want to make people feel, how you want to inspire them or motivate them or teach them, whether you use art or colour. It can all be used to nurture others and raise the vibration of this world. So finally, support your life path Master 33-6 by exploring your creative potential, music, art, aesthetics. You could create beautiful, tranquil and nurturing environments for others with your artistic creativity, and you can raise the vibration of this world with your creative artistry as a Master 33-6. So I hope you've enjoyed this video today. Please subscribe and like if you haven't already. If you'd like to have a reading with me to pull together all your numbers in your chart, there are many, then please email me at katie@soulexplorer.net. Or you can question me on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn or Twitter. If you'd like to talk to me directly, I'm sometimes on My Guru, but less often nowadays. So you'd need to message me first for me to go on to My Guru and speak to you. If you just want to support me because of the videos I do, then you can support me on Ko-Fi or Patreon. And the links to all my social media and the links to support me and the links to all my books and everything that you might find useful is in the description box below. Whatever I say in my videos, the most important thing is that you trust the soul within you. Hello everyone, the final book of my numerology readers trilogy is here, and here it is. Here is the front cover, and this is all 3 in the trilogy for you here on the screen. But first of all, this is my first book. Well, it's like a prequel book, and it's for beginners in numerologies, and it's grounding for newbies and shows all the number energies in a personal chart. Then you have the first of the trilogy, and it's more for intermediate numerologists, people that want to really break numerology down and start using it as an art. It provides a deeper analysis of the lessons and challenges of your life path and birthday energies. So the reasons why you're here, a concise list of your priority life path tasks and your secondary life path tasks. They're not linked because the first column on the left is the most important column for you to work on, but also using the influence of the right hand column to achieve the lessons of your life purpose. Then looking at how your life purpose energies blend with all your talent numbers in your chart. So this is again the second in the trilogy for intermediate numerologists that provides an analysis of the lessons of the life path as they correspond with your main talent expression number, and it can be used for the numbers too. And then the third and final and new book of the trilogy, my intermediate numerologist books, which provides analysis of the lessons of the life path and the soul urge. And that's the motivation, a lesson by lesson comparison of how driven and motivated you are to learn the lessons of your life path. These 3 books can be used if you want to be a numerologist. However, if you just want to learn it for yourself, then just the first book, Remember Your Plan, will be for you.